Antoine, on avance, on avance. Vas-y, tu es un côté. C'est bon, c'est mieux. Il ne part pas. Il recule. Chamba, joue. Take your man.
No pushing, no pulling, hands off. Don't use your hands. Hands off. Coming.
Away.
Easy, man.
Yahoo. Vas-y, tu pètes. Attends. Viens, pas, pas mal. Tu restes là, il va venir, tu plaît. À faute.
C'est une zone. Je ne peux pas déjà me prendre mon marquage. Sinon j'allais le prendre. Bloque le grand. Mouvement.
Joue là. Viens encore. Joue là. En avance. Gagne maintenant. Gagne. reste debout. Bien, Mike. Bien, Mike. Fermez, Mike, fermez, Bill, Bill. Avancez.
On est fatigué, on la garde.
Give me. Move. Debout. debout, Paille, reste debout. Debout, debout. Allez, Paille. Calme, calme. Reste debout, Paille, reste debout. Cherchez les profondeurs, Zaka. Mimi. Vas-y, lâche-toi, non. Ah, passe. Ah, Moumi. Sel.
Space in between Eric Garcia and Cubarsí. Juan Garcia forced out of his penalty area to hack it clear. You don't need to be a tactical expert to see Edin Terzic's early plan here tonight. He knows that Eric Garcia is not a natural right fullback. And there's very few wingers in the game with the box of tricks that Nico Williams has at his disposal. Here's Amrit Laporte stepping forward again. Nico the target, and Lamine Jamal this time sprinting back there to help in front of Garcia. Still goalless at Stamford Bridge as we tick towards half-time there. Chelsea 0, Luton Town 0. Underway at Craven Cottage as well. Fulham 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. I've certainly not been overawed by the spectre of facing the defending Spanish champions. It's not been a fixture that Athletic Club have enjoyed down the years. I mentioned before we got underway, they've not won here at the Camp Nou since 2001. They've not beaten Barcelona in any competition since 2019. Hansi Flick has won all 6 of his games in charge. 4 in La Liga, 2 in the Spanish Super Cup. And they're on the march here. Now Lamine Yamal, his first opportunity to charge forward down the right hand side. Doubled up on as he enters the penalty area. Gordon chases across. And it's eventually just about smuggled behind for a corner. And 8 minutes on the clock. We've not seen anything really from Lamine Jamal. But that's what he can do. Gets the fans off their seat. We had the debutant Louis Jean looking a little bit uncomfortable there. That's a clever run from Gordon as well. Just drifting from left to right. Wins the corner. Played short by Rafinha to Lamine Jamal. Pedri will float it in from the right hand side towards the far post. And headed wide by Eric Garcia. It's a bold look that Pedri's got going on, but I do like it. Early M&M vibes about him this evening. Not as significant as Marc Cucurella's post-World Cup pledge. He made good on his promise that he'd get a tattoo of Luis de la Fuente if Spain did the business in North America. And he's a man of his word, the new Real Madrid left-back. Bernal dropping deep midway inside his own half to take possession from Kubasi. Pedri pops it off for Gerard Martin. Curious that when Atletico don't have the ball, it's the two Williams brothers that are dropping back into the wide positions to allow Sonset and Guruzeta almost as a front two to go and press Kubasi and Gerard Martin. Wary of that Barcelona threat in the wide areas, of course, and two brothers able to track back and defend as needed. Break on here over the halfway line for Barcelona. Heavy touch from Espart, but it'll fall here for Anthony Gordon. Rolled across to Lamine. Just stepping in on that left foot, 20 yards out. Drifts well wide of Unai Simon's right-hand post. Barcelona are claiming Espart was fouled in the build-up there, but there's also a case that he's gone in late on Laporte. Referee for this evening, Miguel Ángel Moritz Arias, will just call for a break in play here because Laporte is down and in need of some treatment. It was a little rash from Espart. Arias allowed play to continue initially and sat up nicely for Lamine Jamal. Hasn't quite got his radar set in position just yet. So half-time at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 0, Luton 0. Final couple of games in the Carabao Cup third round. And Laporte looks as if he will be okay to continue. Edin Terzic just making the most of this little break in play to have a quick word with his two midfielders, Canales and João Guithar. There's a coach still with very high stock in European football, Edin Terzic. Had a fairly extended period out of the game. Opted to take on this challenge over the summer. Ernesto Valverde, former Barcelona manager himself, stepping down after finishing outside the top 10 for the first time since 2021. So there's a fairly sizable task on his hands here. He did impress in Germany, but he missed out on winning the Bundesliga on goal difference back in 22. Reached the 2024 Champions League final as well, of course, losing out to Real Madrid. So Laporte has been ushered off the field of play momentarily. So the visitors down to 10 for just a moment or two. Terzic has sent a couple of players out to warm up as he keeps an eye on Laporte, but he's moving freely on the sideline here and screaming across to Arias that he wants to be allowed back on. Have to wait for a break in play. Kubasi steps over the halfway line, fizzed into the feet of Fermin Lopez, tries to take it in his stride, can't quite get away. Does really well though. Tigerish stuff down that right hand side from Barcelona's number 7, wins the throw-in just beyond the edge of Athletic Club's penalty area, but Barcelona forced backwards though. Everybody in sky blue back inside their defensive third. Work to this near left-hand side now with Anthony Gordon. 25 yards from Unai Simon's goal. Worked in field for Eric Garcia. Now Lamine Yamal. Nico Williams goes after it. To the byline. Cross deflected up in the air. Gordon after it. And Unai Simon gets his gloves on that one. Two pals there. Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. Not so long ago that we were discussing the prospect of there being club teammates as well as international teammates. A fairly sizable contract extension signed by the Basque number 10 means he'll be staying in Bilbao for the near future at least. You certainly wouldn't bet against Barcelona revisiting that in the future. Laporte back on. Back into central defence for Athletic Club. So a quarter of an hour gone here. Still Barcelona 0, Athletic Club 0. Lovely change of feet on the edge of the penalty area there. Rafinha, oh! So close, brilliant from Fermin Lopez. He's been a real threat in that number 10 position. He might have the 7 on his back, but he danced away from a couple of challenges there. Almost managed to poke it into Rafinha, who'd slipped away from Alvarez and Laporte inside the box. Heavy touch from the Brazilian. A let off for the visitors. So if you are just joining us, no goals, but it's been a pretty engaging chess match so far. A couple of Barcelona's World Cup winners back in the team. Pedri, Kubasi, Aymeric Laporte likewise for Athletic Club. Nico Williams as well. Didn't play too much for Spain during the World Cup, of course. It was a month of frustration for him. Went to the tournament with an injury. Alex Baena, the selected pick for De La Fuente on that left-hand side. Not a natural, but did a really, really good job. Got the goal against Uruguay. There's a real sense that De La Fuente picks the best unit, the best team, rather than potentially the biggest names. Here is a big name. Lamine Yamal just drifted offside over on that far side. Louis Jean doing his job competently that time, in the line with Laporte. Midway inside his own half of the field. Arm straight up and offside against Barcelona's number 10. Anthony Gordon here has got himself into an argument with the referee after Espar is caught late by Rincon. He's claiming that should be a foul in favour of Barca's left back, but it will be a throw-in for the visitors just ahead of Barca's 18-yard line. They can't make the most of it though. Rincon goes for the 1-2 with Iñaki Williams. Just spins over the dead ball line for a Barcelona goal kick. Juan Garcia. Kubasi. Now Eric Garcia. Pop round the corner. Lamine Yamal just steps back into his own half to link up there with Eric Garcia, who'll go again. Fermin Lopez fizzing that one into the channel. Again, it's the debutant at left back. Louis Jean. Very, very tidy about his business to get it away. Quell the danger. Drafted in tonight, of course, after an appeal from Athletic Club against Yuri Berachici's red card. He was sent off after just 11 minutes last weekend and effectively dented Athletic Club's chances of winning against Sevilla. Joan Garcia again back in possession, just bowls it out to the feet of Gerard Martí, midway inside Barca's half of the field. Fascinating to see how players try to get themselves back into a bit of rhythm after a World Cup. Here is Gordon, fizzed into the middle of Athletic Club's half, feed it off to Rafinha. Now Lamine Yamal wants to get in on that left foot, manages just to step in field. The drive is poured behind for a corner. Quickly taken, we'll come back to that in just a second. Lopez to Pedri. Kubasi forward, Lamine Yamal again on the corner of Athletic Club's penalty area. Wants to get to the byline, get a ball back across. Just about dealt with this time by Wihan Sonse. Little reminder there of exactly what Lamine Yamal is all about. It was Anthony Gordon who started the move, drifting in again onto Rafinha. I've seen that so many times. Lamine Yamal getting on that left foot. This is stretching Spanish colleague Simon. Gets a big hand on it to pour it behind. The save you'd expect him to make. 20 minutes gone here. That is the clearest we've had to a breakthrough. As the away side try and build out from Simon. Gordon goes in late on Rincon. Be a free kick in Athletic Club's right back position. Looks sharp on his full La Liga debut, Anthony Gordon. Went pretty swimmingly for him on his first appearance for La Blaugrana on the road at Elche. 2 assists, and one of them really selfless as well for Fermin Lopez. They'll bring pace and directness to an attack that's not really short of it, but there's an opportunity here for Athletic Club to try and break in behind. Guruzzeta just caught on his heels a little bit there. Joan Garcia, who's already stood on the edge of his own penalty area. That Barcelona high line. Guruzzeta is away in behind Gerard Martín. A faster forward might have caused a headache for Barcelona there. It's a significant aspect of the high wire game that Flick plays. Does mean, of course, that his goalkeeper is effectively deployed as a fifth defender. Bernal, lovely take inside the centre circle, but runs into trouble and gives away the ball. Great to see him back in action as well. Another player who's struggled with injuries at the start of his young career. Might also find himself spending a bit more time on the bench after Rodri gets up to speed. Here is Pedri, fed off to Javi Espar, bombing forward from left back into Athletic Club territory, but he's got too many sky blue shirts in front of him, so he has to go backwards. Here's Kubasi, Garcia, Lamine Yamal just checks in field there, 30 yards from Simon's goal. Garcia can't quite thread that through. He'll have to settle for a throw-in. Barcelona starting to turn it up a notch or two now. Espar on to Gordon. He's got space to get in behind Rincon. That is until the offside flag flashes up. Close one, that. Espar. Good weight on the ball for Gordon going beyond him. And they might have lost Robert Lewandowski and Ferran Torres, but they've gained Gordon and Adeyemi. Added in, of course, to Lamine Yamal, Rafinha. There's a young man on the bench tonight who's been fantastic in pre-season as well, Hamza Abdelkarim. Barcelona, as we know, just keep producing these players. Conveyor belt of talent. Lovely turn on the halfway line from Rafinha. He's got space to dart into. Worked onto that right-hand side. Lamine Yamal calling for it now. Wants to step in field. Tries to feed it off to Pedri on the edge of the Atletico box, but it's just about shepherded away by Sunset. Barcelona will win back possession though. 68% of the ball they've had so far in the first quarter of the game. Haven't managed to turn that into a goal. Here's Espar. Floated ball into the box and headed off the post by Rafinha. And Lamine Yamal's drive is blocked behind for a corner. And Javi Espar is loving life in the Barcelona first team. That is a fantastic ball in. Just carried on, bursting forward down this left-hand side. Checks into his right foot. And Rafinha stood on the penalty spot. Has to generate the power himself. And he comes back off the post with Simon beaten. And the visitors survive again. Corner taken short. Lamine Yamal and Lopez can't quite work it out between them. Simon goes long. Tries to free Iñaki Williams in behind, but it's an easy take in the end for Joan Garcia. So Lamine Yamal denied. Rafinha off the upright. Barcelona starting to click into gear. Pedri forward down this left-hand side. Space. As Nico Williams just checks in field momentarily, but eventually Pedri has to go back. All the way back to Gerard Martin. Garcia tries to free Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side. Good work from Luis Jean to stay with him. At the expense of a Barcelona throw-in. In the corner of the penalty area down their right-hand side. Eric Garcia works it backwards though. Kubasi, Martin, Bernal. Lovely little swivel of the hips to get away from Sunset on the halfway line. Work to Gordon. And Nico Williams and Rincon doubling up on him already. Get the sense here that it's just a matter of time. Barcelona playing keep ball inside the away team's half. Terzic side not really able to offer too much through Iñaki, Nico or Guruzeta. Here comes Espart again. He needs no invitation to get forward, and another floated ball down this left-hand side, claimed by Simon this time round. The Spain international just telling his defenders to calm down a little. No shortage of experience in there with Laporte and Jere Alvarez. Not two young fullbacks though. Rincon and Jean-Louis. Another mistake at the back for Barcelona here. And Javi Espar has got himself the wrong side of Iñaki Williams. It bundles into the floor just in front of Barcelona's penalty area. He'll take a yellow card for that. And again, if there is to be one little criticism of this Barcelona team, it's that high line. When it clicks, it works perfectly. Mistake initially though from Gerard Martin. Put Espar in a position, he's the wrong side of Athletic Club's captain, has no choice but to push him down. Terzic is making the point to the fourth official that he was the last man there. I don't think this will be given a second glance. Martin can breathe a sigh of relief there. He got his angles wrong as that awkward ball bounced through in the direction of Iñaki Williams. Desperate action from a young defender, preventing him from having a clear run on goal. They do have a free kick though, which the captain stands over. Oh no, he's not. He's offered to leave that for Wihan Sunset. It's a bit of a flop in the end because his ball forward goes into the wall and Nico Williams can't quite make the best of it. Here's Pedri on the run, over the halfway line. Lamine Yamal floated back in the direction of Anthony Gordon. Manages to protect it in front of Rincon. Fermin Lopez now. Good defensive work there from Athletic Club. Getting themselves back into shape after that free kick. Frustrating for Terzic that they've not had too much of the ball inside Barcelona's half of the field, and when they do manage to get it, they waste it like that. Barcelona back in possession. So lofty ball forward. Lamine Yamal will leave that and let it bounce through for Anthony Gordon. Inside the box, rolled across, back for Lamine Yamal, force for Pedri, goal for Barca! And the offside flag goes up. Barca finally have the ball in the back of the net. But the referee, Arias, immediately points across to his assistant. And it's the ball initially that is played up towards Lamine Yamal, who tries to take it under his spell, can't quite bring it down. Gordon recovers down this left-hand side, rolled across onto the penalty spot. Lovely finish in the end from Pedri. He's okay, Gordon's okay. Lamine Yamal is claiming that because he didn't touch that ball, he wasn't active in the passage of play, but he certainly makes an attempt. And that will be the decision here for the referee. Jorge Figueiro is the man on VAR tonight, and it has been cleared. And Barcelona remain at 0-0. Half an hour gone. Another little burst of excitement for the home side. And the fans gathered here in the Estadio Camp Nou thought that was it, that was the breakthrough. Finished off by a real fan's favourite as well, Pedri. Not to be this time round. No goals in the two Carabao Cup matches as well that we're keeping an eye on. Chelsea 0, Luton 0, that's just restarted for the second half. Fulham 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. Just over half an hour gone. Barcelona here with a throw-in at left-back. Javier Spart tries to play that into the feet of Gordon. He wasn't quite aware of what was going on, and Cruzeta with a rather awkward-looking cross, but it's blocked behind for a corner. Marc Bernal gets across there. And from a position of possession, Barcelona have given away a corner. It will be Pio Canales who will come across to take this one. Laporte in there with Sonset, floated into the 6-yard box, headed away by Rafinha. Barca have so much pace in those situations when the ball is cleared. Rafinha, Gordon, Lamine Yamal all tearing forward, trying to put players under pressure. And eventually the clearance is harmlessly bounced all the way back to Joan Garcia. There is a little bit of La Liga interest in the European playoffs tonight. Mentioned before about Rangers bowing out in the Conference League. Getafe on the road at Partizan, 3-1 winners in Madrid last week. Ticking towards half-time, goalless there, so Jose Bordalles' team in a strong position to be playing continental football. That's not the case for Athletic Club. Really poor end to Ernesto Valverde's time in charge. Finished 5th and 4th in 24 and 25. Didn't really get anywhere near the Conference League or Europa League places in the final shake-up, it has to be said. La Liga joining the Premier League with 5 Champions League teams: Barcelona, Real Madrid, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid and Real Betis. Real Sociedad joining Celta Vigo in the Europa League after they won the Copa del Rey. And then, as I mentioned, Getafe hoping to be the Conference League representative. More defending for Luis Jean to do, and he does it well against Fermin Lopez. Lamine Yamal will just let that trickle out for a throw-in. Quickly taken on the edge of Athletic Club's box. Floated in by Pedri. There's a clash of heads here. Rafinha's gone up against Yeri Alvarez. That's the defender who's come off worst in that one. He'll stay down here. Possibly require a bit of treatment. Back on his feet. Barcelona back in possession inside their own half of the field. Here is Eric Garcia at right back. Martin to Kubasi. Misses out. Espart this time. Eventually does get involved. As he offers the little passing lane there to Gerard Martin, but shackled and shoved backwards by Mikel Jauguizar. 10 minutes of normal time to go. And generally speaking, pretty much one-way traffic. Rafinha off the post. Lamine Yamal forcing a save from Unai Simon. And then Pedri, of course, denied by an offside flag. Athletic Club attack of the Williams brothers and Guruzzetta really had a sniff to work with. Here come Barcelona charging over the halfway line again. Into the feet of Fermin Lopez. Gets on the half turn. And he's swiped down there by Aymeric Laporte. Just in that inside right channel. About 25 yards from Unai Simon's goal. And this might just be within Lamine Yamal's shooting range. And the referee's called it back a few yards, so between 25 yards to 30. He's certainly not a young man to question himself, Lamine Yamal, but Rafinha's also stepped across to take a look. I think the captain might pull rank on this one. He does indeed. Straight into the wall though. Lamine Yamal might be taking the next one for Barcelona. Here is Espart on the halfway line. Short on options in front of him. Pedri takes over inside the centre circle. Athletic Club midfield working really, really hard in there to try and frustrate Pedri and Lopez. Sunset, Canales, Jauguizar. Lovely ball up to the top here. Nice take there from Nico Williams. Laid off. And a chance here. And just curled beyond Joan Garcia's left-hand post. And it's the debutant storming forward from left-back. Luis Jean. Nico there just slipped away from Eric Garcia. And Luis Jean wants to get in on his right foot on the edge of the box. Fizzed wide of the post. Let off for Barcelona. Pedri on the spin inside the centre circle. Lovely ball through here. Chance for Rafinha. He rounds Unai Simon. And Rafinha again for Barcelona. 2 goals last weekend. And he's off the mark here, back on home soil. And just seconds after Athletic Club missed their best chance of the first half. A combination that we saw time and time again last season. Pedri, the playmaker here, just spots the run of Rafinha. Alvarez, Laporte not in sync there. Laporte steps up and Alvarez stays in. Rafinha's away. And as soon as Simon goes to ground, you fancy Rafinha there just to skip beyond him. Rolls it into an empty net. No more than Barcelona deserve. They've been calling the tune here tonight. Smoothly stuck away by Rafinha. He's loving life in this new position down the middle. He's certainly not Robert Lewandowski, but if he keeps on scoring goals at the rate that he is, Barcelona might have found themselves an unexpected solution to their number 9 question. Frustration that for Athletic Club. Worked so hard to keep Barcelona at bay. Just that lapse in concentration at the back, and Pedri, there's no player in the world that sees those passes better than him. Ruthless from Rafinha. Pedri with the spread again. Lamine Yamal the target this time. Alvarez caught out of position once more, and it needs a combination of Louis Jean and Laporte to get it back to Unai Simon. Now a break down the left-hand side for Athletic Club. Nico Williams in away from Eric Garcia again. The cutback is cleared away by Gerard Martin. And that is going to be the away side's route back into this game. Eric Garcia struggling to keep up with Nico Williams. Did the right thing there, just tries to cut it back into a dangerous area inside Barcelona's box. And they'll come again here, the away side. Sonset battling away down the left-hand side. Manages to win a corner this time off Eric Garcia. Responded well to falling behind. We've got just over 5 minutes to go before half-time to see if they can drag themselves back on level terms. Corner taken short. Nico Williams here gets it onto his right foot and fizzed into the side netting of Joan Garcia's goal. Coolness of Rafinha's finish, balanced against the vision from Pedri. Gets in those positions, the Barcelona number 8. And he's got movement and pace around him. Normally means danger for the opposition. Here's more danger. Lamine Yamal goes for the Rabona ball in from the right-hand side. Fermin Lopez just can't quite catch up to it. Simon will scoop up inside his penalty area. Good battle in there. Brilliant take from Marc Bernal on the halfway line. Back into Lamine Yamal. Chance for Barca. What a save from Unai Simon. He keeps his side in the game here. Athletic Club ponderous in possession just inside their own half, and that's brilliant from Bernal. He's too strong for Canales, gets away. His options either side here, picks the right one with Lamine Yamal, who wriggles into the penalty area, and with just Simon to beat, makes himself big. Comes off his shoulder in the end to spin over for a corner, but he saved his team there. A corner to defend now. Rafinha swung in towards the far post. Eric Garcia just about manages to bring it down. He feeds it back across goal, and almost a chance for Barcelona in the end. As the two defenders, Eric Garcia just trickles it back into the 6-yard box. Gerard Martin takes a swing and flies wide of Simon's post. What an end we're having to the first half here. Goals in the Carabao Cup. Chelsea now 1-0 in front. Danny Welbeck, his first goal since joining from Brighton. It's half-time at Craven Cottage. Fulham 2, AFC Wimbledon 0. Emile Smith-Rowe and Rodrigo Muniz. Do you get the sense that if Barca get a second before half-time, he may just be out of sight? Won 4-0 at home in this fixture last year. Lamine Yamal winner in Bilbao as well. But they do have hope as long as they have Nico. As he tries to twist and turn away from Eric Garcia again, they will always have a chance. Throw in for Athletic Club. Level with the corner of Barca's box. I wonder if Hansi Flick will take a look at Jules Koundé at half-time. Eric Garcia has been a real stalwart in the last year for Barca, but it's not the position that he likes to play right back. He's a centre-back by trade. He's filled in midfield as well. just the one little negative for Barcelona. And what's been a really strong performance, particularly when you consider all those players that are only just back in training. Some of them only a week back off their summer holidays and finding their feet, finding their match sharpness. Pedri looks like he hasn't been away at all. He's been right at the heart of everything for Barcelona tonight. Here he is, tiptoeing forward to the edge of Athletic Club's penalty area. Rafinha with the ball in. Unai Simon just catches that off the head of Anthony Gordon. Here's João Guithar. Space for Rincon to get forward from right back. Blocked off superbly on the halfway line though by Esparr. The second man run though will allow Iñaki Williams to get away down the right hand side. Needs support as he gets towards the edge of the penalty area. Takes it on himself and denied at the near post. And eventually the offside flag that Barcelona were appealing for, as soon as Iñaki Williams set off there, flashes up. One of those really frustrating situations, because blatantly obvious to all involved that the number 9 had made his move too early. No doubt in the mind of the referee. Just waits and waits for the move to develop to eventually pull it back for a offside infringement. So the final 30 seconds of the first half, Barcelona 1 goal to the good back here on home soil. Captain's finish from Rafinha. And aside from that Aymeric Laporte injury, we've not had too many delays, so can't see there being an excess of time added on. Rafinha with a dart into the left channel here. Lovely shout there to Anthony Gordon. And he's won himself a corner as well. Didn't have anything in front of him, so just tried to ping it into a dangerous area. So Barcelona have a corner down their left-hand side. And we're into 3 minutes of additional time. Bernal, Martin and Kubasi all up from the back for this one. Athletic Club just need to keep their wits about them. Fortunate not to be 2 goals behind. They want to get in just 1-0 down. Into the near post towards Gordon. Blocked and behind for another Barcelona corner. Louis Champ, sharp about his business that time. Taken short by Fermin Lopez to Lamine Yamal. Now Pedri. Lovely work back to Lamine Yamal. There's an awkward cross shot from him there. Unai Simon just has to throw up a glove and turn it behind for another corner. I don't think Lamine Yamal was going for goal there. It's awkward position for him. And he zips into the penalty area, takes it first time, and the momentum on the shot is what allows Simon to just bat it away. Force another Barcelona corner over on the right hand side this time. Taken short. Pedri to Lamine Yamal. Worked in field here. Fermin Lopez, shooting chance for him. Goes back to Lamine Yamal. Can he twinkle toes himself into the penalty area? Cleared away. There's an Athletic Club player down here. Aymeric Laporte, who just takes a whack on the side of the leg there. It's a sore one from his Spain colleague Lamine Yamal. And the second time this half we've seen Laporte down injured. This will just extend the opening half a little further. We're beyond the initial 3 minutes that were flashed up by the fourth official. Athletic Club have done slightly better than Elche. Barcelona 2-0 in front at this point last Sunday rather. Rafinha from the spot and then Karim Adeyemi just before the interval. Brazilian helped himself to a second in the second half and then 2 from Fermin Lopez. Will we see a goal-packed second half? Athletic Club are just tempted to come out a little bit more, and Barcelona continue the way they've been going. And certainly would not back against it. Laporte is just going to head off here, and I don't think we'll see him back on before the second half at least. He's limping quite heavily, so that'll be a decision for Edin Terzic at the break. Check of the watch from the referee, Miguel Ángel Ortiz Arias. And Simon punts it long over the halfway line. Bernal lets it bounce, and she just skids back to Joan Garcia. Here's Pedri, tracked over the halfway line by Iñaki Williams. Wanted a foul there. Referee waves play on for now. Play back into the Barcelona half. Here's Kubasi onto Eric Garcia. Tries to punch that forward from right back. Fermin Lopez darted into the space that's been vacated by Aymeric Laporte. Eventually dealt with by the makeshift Athletic Club defence. Need to find a way to lay a glove on Barcelona in the second half. Certainly from an attacking perspective, it's been backs to the wall for the most of the first period, and that is the half-time whistle. And Barcelona with a pretty superb return to the Estadio Camp Nou. Rafinha denied by the post early on in the half, but he wasn't to be denied second time round. Beautiful crisp ball in behind from Pedri, and steps away from Simon and gives Barcelona a more than deserved lead at the break. Questions for Terzic during the half-time interval, but at the break here on Flash Score, it is Barcelona 1, Athletic Club 0. Welcome back to live La Liga coverage here on Flash Score. Barcelona 1, Athletic Club 0 at the break at the Estadio Camp Nou. The home side already back out early for the second period. The visitors taking their time in the tunnel before re-emerging. They've got work to do if they want to drag themselves back into this game. Possibly create themselves a little bit of history. It's been a difficult task for them down the years. 25 in fact since the last one here. 7 since the last victory over La Blaugrana in any competition. It's not a fixture they look forward to. And the first half that was pretty much dominated by Hansi Flick's team. 70% possession, 3 shots on target, 2 for Lamine Yamal, and then 1 in the back of the net from Rafinha. And the only small mercy for Edin Terzic's team is that it is still only 1-0 as we get ourselves back underway. And it's Athletic Club right to left in the second period. They get us up and running. No changes from Terzic or Hansi Flick. We did see Karim Adeyemi and Rodri out warming up at the break, so I would expect them to be rolled on at some point, but for now it is as you were. Joan Garcia in goal for Barcelona. Eric Garcia, Kubasi, Martin and Espar in defence. Bernal, Pedri and Lopez in midfield. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha and Gordon in attack. As for Athletic Club, Unai Simon between the posts, Rincon, Alvarez, Laporte, Louis Jean. Midfield of João Guithar, Canales and Sonse. The Williams brothers, Iñaki and Nico either side of Gorka Goruzeta. Barcelona picking up where they left off in this second half. Here is Espar, forward from left back, just over the halfway line. Nice little pop ball infield for Pedri. On to Rafinha. He's got the Athletic Club defence backing off on the edge of their own penalty area. Back for Anthony Gordon! And fired over the bar. And he was the man laying on goals at Elche last weekend. And he's inches away for smashing that one into the back of the net on his first La Liga start for Barcelona. Great link up between himself and Rafinha, just stretching as he strides into the penalty area. And Simon waves it over the bar. 60 seconds gone here in the second period. And Barcelona already causing havoc once again. Rafinha showing the full array of his skills in a central position there. Gets on the half turn. Alvarez Laporte didn't know what to do with him, and not the cleanest pass out to Anthony Gordon, who was just bursting forward. Got the wrong side of Rincon. And then couldn't quite keep his feet as he faced down with Unai Simon. Rodri again has been sent back out to warm up by Hansi Flick. Huge round of applause for him from the Barcelona fans in the far corner of the Estadio Camp Nou. Unai Simon floated ball up to the halfway line, helped on by Sonset towards Guruzzetta. He's tried to volley that one forward, and he's managed to volley Pau Kubasi in the side of the face. Card for Athletic Club's number 11. Barcelona players signalling to the bench that it's not a major point of concern for their number 5. He is the defensive marshal of this Barcelona back line, despite only being 19 years of age. He's helped back up to his feet by Gorka Guruzzetta. A physical side of the game definitely doesn't daunt him. He's willing to put his body in there where he might get hurt. Barcelona back in possession. Eric Garcia on the halfway line, just rolled across for Gerard Martinez. A lovely ball forward. Espart's drifted in from left back on towards Rafinha, and a great covering challenge by Louis Jean. Athletic Club's midfield just bypassed there. Superb stuff once more from Xavi Espart. Just floats infield from left back. He's the wrong side of Mikel Jarugirthar. And Rafinha, sprightly enough to get away from Laporte, but not enough from Louis Jean, who gets round on the cover and eventually gets a free kick in his favour. Floated forward again by Unai Simon. Rincon the target. Forward from right back, but Espart will see that out for a throw-in over in Barcelona's left back position. Espart has been a star here tonight for Barcelona. A young man absolutely thriving with the chance that he's been given by Hansi Flick. Now Fermin Lopez galloping over the halfway line. Athletic Club once more struggling to get back in numbers to stem that tide through the middle of the field. Worked into Marc Bernal, midway inside Athletic Club territory. Gerard Martin on to Espart again. Rincon's just caught napping there as he gets away from him beyond the edge of the penalty area. Bernal will float it in. Rash clearance in the end by Louis Jean. Spins out of play for a Barca throw-in. Quickly taken by Gordon over on the far left-hand side. Hurled back to the halfway line. Martin to Bernal. Kubasi inside the centre circle. Lovely punched ball forward. Fermin Lopez will take it on. Lamine Jamal 1v1 against Louis Jean. Nico Williams is back there for support, so has to check in field momentarily. Does eventually manage to lay it off for Bernal. Pedri sprints beyond him into the penalty area, but that's another bit of sharp covering from the stand-in Athletic Club left-back Louis Jean. Terzig's team are hanging on here. Only 7 minutes into the second half, but Barcelona hungry for a second goal. Don't have a bad bench either as well. If Flick wants to make some changes, Adeyemi, Rodri, Koundé, Olmo, Abdelkarim. There's a little bit of respite though for the away side. Long ball over the halfway line. Gerard Martin has his hands wrapped around Iñaki Williams and drags him down. Just a little bit of respite. They have to go backwards into their own half. Alvarez all the way back for Unai Simon. Pinged crossfield for Rincon. Challenged by Javier Espart and fouled by Espart. Bit of a surprise call that at right back by Edin Terzic for this evening. Jesus Arezzo is normally first choice. That's why Paredes also replaced with Laporte coming back in. Yuri Bericic's ban is the reason that Louis Jean is playing, and playing pretty well, I might add. Brilliant skill there from Fermin Lopez inside the centre circle. As Canales chasing after him, but he can't quite live with him, and it's only a lack of options in front of him that prevents Fermin Lopez from going forward. No concern though from Barcelona. Quickly played across the halfway line. Espart on to Anthony Gordon. He has to go back though. Terzic is in conversation with his bench here, so could well be the away side that make a change first. Lamine Yamal cutting in from the right hand side. Good challenge on the edge of Athletic Club's box there. And eventually the ball just kind of pinballing around, nobody taking control of it. It will eventually fall here for Lamine Yamal off the bar. And Athletic Club had stopped waiting for a flag. Now they felt that Canales had been fouled by Lamine Yamal, who just continued scrapping away there with Canales unable to get it away. And the sky blue shirts had just stopped running there. Lamine Yamal powers that one against the crossbar. Unai Simon furious with the players in front of him. They turn to the referee. Nico Williams there, who just stopped, assuming that that would be given as a foul, and as the referee saw it otherwise, Lamine Yamal hits the woodwork second time. Simon's goal frame has taken a rattling tonight. Rafinha heading against the post from Espart's ball in the first half. Athletic Club players still annoyed by that decision, and the referee Arias just telling a few of them to calm down. Have to make do with a throw-in though, as Louis Jean pinches a few yards here deep inside Barca's half of the field, just in front of the corner of the penalty area, headed away, retrieved, tossed back into play by Aymeric Laporte. Just about managed to calm down that Barcelona pressure. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No change in the scoreline. Still Barca 1, Athletic Club 0. Pedri on the swivel inside the centre circle. He's in the mood tonight. Can he find a ball forward into the feet of Rafinha on the D, on the edge of Athletic Club's box? Lamine Yamal rolled in for Fermin Lopez. Turn behind for a corner. They are banging on the door here, Barca. Again, it's that front three. Rafinha dropping in and out of the number 9 position. Lamine Yamal, lovely way to pass. And Fermin Lopez always willing to bomb on and get a shot away. And Simon sticks out a leg to keep him away this time around. Corner for Barca. Rafinha to take down this near right-hand side into the near post. Cleared away by Louis Jean. Pedri Has to keep his wits about him on halfway there, and just about manages to volley it all the way back to his goalkeeper. The Athletic Club's defence is absolutely run ragged here. Just don't know where they need to be out of possession, and with a long ball over the top here, Lamine Yamal will scrap away with Louis Jean. The final touch comes off the left back, so it's a throw in for Barcelona. 25 yards from Athletic Club's goal. Quickly taken, worked in field. Kubasi, Martin over the halfway line again for Barcelona. Everybody but Joan Garcia inside the away team's half of the field. Gordon to the edge of the penalty. Lovely layoff to Fermin Lopez. Chance for Gordon. Tries to roll it back for Rafinha. He can't sort his feet out. And Fermin Lopez from the byline. Blocked behind for a corner. All hands on deck for the Basque side here. And Gordon has stayed down there. It was just a blur of burgundy and blue there. Gordon did brilliantly to step away from a challenge, and possibly be a hint of a penalty here, a penalty shout here, because Rincon has gone chasing back into the box, collides with the back of Anthony Gordon's leg as he tries to poke that towards Rafinha, but corner is the final decision. Lamine Yamal can't make the best of it. Here comes Nico Williams, on to Iñaki. Break on here for Athletic Club if they can get the ball forward, but Pedri back there scrabbling around on halfway, wins possession for Barca. Rafinha, silky skills inside the centre circle, gets away from Guruzetz, but he's chased backwards by Mikel Jauguizar. Bit of edge and bite to Athletic Club now. You know, as long as it stays at 1-0, a counter-attack, a break with the pace of Nico. There's always that opportunity. You need the ball to do that though. Here's Lamine Yamal, switched over to the left-hand side, floated in towards Gordon. Just ahead of him. Great vision again. So fluid, that Barca front four. Gordon central this time, Rafinha shuffling over to the right-hand side. Eventually is a throw-in Barcelona's favour. Athletic Club thought that was theirs. Back at left-back. Again, speedily taken by the Catalans. Eric Garcia to Rafinha. Guruzeta chasing around there, tries to poke it forward to the halfway line for Sonset, but Kubasi frustrates him. And we could be edging closer to Rodri time. I've spoken to Hansi Flick a few times in the last couple of minutes. Lamine Yamal skips away from a couple of challenges down the right hand side. Wants to get in on that left foot. Just about manages to poke it across the edge of the penalty. Espar takes over and tests Unai Simon. He's done pretty much everything other than have a shot on goal tonight, the 19-year-old fullback. He was assisted there by the 19-year-old veteran in Lamine Yamal. Again, so smooth, just glides away from the challenges. Rolled across the edge of the penalty, and Espar stepping in on his right foot. Probably a bit too close for Simon to cause an issue. The danger eventually cleared away. So as we hit the hour mark here in Barcelona, it is indeed Athletic Club with a double change. Now that is a bit of a surprise. The captain Iñaki Williams is off in place of Alex Berenguer. And possibly even more of a surprise, his brother Nico is off as well, to be replaced by Robert Navarro. Berenguer will go out wide, Navarro up top with Guruzeta. Rodri and Olmo being readied by Hansi Flick. Well, it's nicely poised here for the final half an hour. As I mentioned in the first half, final round of games in the Carabao Cup back in England. Chelsea 2, Luton Town 0. There's a final score at Stamford Bridge and 20 minutes to go at Craven Cottage. Fulham 0, Fulham 2, AFC Wimbledon 0. Rodri seconds away from his Barcelona debut. Enjoyed his time with Spain so much over the summer that he wanted to hang around with his international teammates a little bit more. Said no to Real Madrid, of course. Jose Mourinho confirming that he did speak with him about a possible move to Real Madrid. Not able to convince him. That is certainly Barcelona's game. Bernal to Kubasi on the centre circle. Lovely floated ball from left to right. Lamine Yamal this time has got space to go all the way to the byline. Takes it down. Lovely bit of trick through the legs of Jean-Louis. And he's fouled, and that will be a caution for Athletic Club's left back. There's not many defenders who can live with Lamine Yamal. Sublime bit of skill here. A long bouncing ball over the head of Louis Jean. Just about keeps it in play, and then as he tries to pull the challenge in, pops it through his legs and feels the pull on his shirt, and that will be a free kick for Barcelona. And those substitutions will just have to wait a moment because Rafinha stands over this one to try and fire it into the danger area for Barcelona. Hoisted in towards the far post. Bernal leaves it, and he fired by Fermin and blocked by Unai Simon. NFL style blocking there by Marc Bernal. Just allows the ball to drop over his head. Fermin keeps his eyes on it, driving it low. Blocked away by Simon's knee eventually, and spins behind off a Barcelona player for a goal kick. So 62 minutes gone here, and the Estadio Camp Nou rises to usher on Spain's captain. Their big name summer signing secured from Manchester City. A club who down the years has boasted some of the greatest midfielders in history. Now has a former Ballon d'Or winner amongst them. And we shouldn't oversell it too much. That might make Dani Olmo feel bad. He's also on. Rodri for Marc Bernal. Olmo for Rafinha. We'll keep an eye on where the captain's armband has gone with Rafinha off. We are used to seeing Rodri wearing the armband for club and country with Spain and occasionally at Manchester City. Hasn't quite been in place in Barcelona long enough for that at this stage. Brilliant challenge that there by Kubasi. As Navarro gets his head up over the halfway line, he just comes forward, crunching into the challenge. And then Dani Olmo is caught late as he tries to just poke the loose ball away from João Guithar. Welcome back, Dani Olmo. Sportingly helped up back to his feet by Athletic Club's number 18. And it's Pedri who's taken the armband for the remainder. Gordon, arm in the air over on that far left hand side. Javier Sparta's drifted forward towards the edge of the penalty, offers himself as a pass there for Gordon, but it working in field. Kubasi thought about the shot, a bit too far away from Unai Simon's goal. Does have a long range rocket in his rather impressive locker, Pau Kubasi. 25 yards out would take something quite special to beat a goalkeeper of Simon's calibre. Martin to Gordon on the corner of Atletico's penalty. Brilliant ball in, and Simon gets there just before Fermin Lopez. Takes a bang to the side of the head for his trouble, Barca's number 7. Brilliant shape on that ball from Anthony Gordon. In off the left-hand side, whipping it in. Fermin always willing in those situations to throw himself in there, try and get something on it. "25 minutes of regular time to go. Barcelona not able to add to their 1-goal lead. Chance here for Berenguer, his first involvement, darting away down the left. Space vacated by Eric Garcia, who just got caught in field there. The offside flag is eventually raised. Berenguer, as that move developed on the halfway line, just a bit too eager. Here's Rodri, midway inside the Barca half of the field. He eases the ball out to Javier Sparta at left back. Ball to Anthony Gordon is not dealt with by Rincon. Pedri will take over. You can see Pedri already just edging further forward with the security offered by Rodri alongside him. Hansi Flick clear that that is his favoured midfield combination. He's got plenty of options around if he wants to rotate. Bernal, Gavi, Olmo, Lopez. Opportunity to sign a World Cup winning captain doesn't come along very often. You certainly can't blame Barcelona for taking up that opportunity. Here they come again. Lamine Yamal just steps in off that right hand side. Got space to drive towards the penalty. Garcia on the overlap finds him. And blocked behind for a corner down the Barcelona right. Great willing run forward there by Eric Garcia. There's always so much attention on Lamine Yamal that the right back behind him can sometimes just sneak forward and try and cause a few problems. Corner taken short. Lamine Yamal to Olmo. Pedri back to Lamine Yamal. Swung in, left-footed, flicked on. And well fielded by Unai Simon. It's Kouassi there who just tries to get a glancing touch on it. Break forward from Athletic Club, just doesn't have the energy. Pedri and Fermin Lopez both back inside their own half. Eventually see it home to Joan Garcia. Now Pedri again. A little bit of space afforded to him to ease forward. Ball into the channel here. And Joan Luis is caught out of position. Lamine Yamal in. And a heavy touch from Barca's number 10. We don't say that very often. Pedri, the orchestrator again. He's at right back there from Barcelona's restarting play. So much space to just glide forward. Even inside his own half, he can see that pass just punched in between 5 Athletic Club players. Lamine Yamal is away behind Luis Jean. And Simon is signalling over to the bench here because Luis Jean has an issue. Just looks like a touch of cramp and he's dropped down to the floor after he's chased back to try and thwart Lamine Yamal there. Certainly not an easy task. With 20 minutes to go here, we are going to see another change for Athletic Club as Luis Jean gets his calf stretched out. It's going to be in midfield this time, but because of that injury to Luis Jean, Terzic has just signalled over that it's going to be a double change. So Luis Jean is off at left back, replaced by Adama Boiro. And Benyat Guerembarena is on in place of João Guithar. Tough shift for João Guithar in the engine room here tonight. Pedri's been on song back in the Barcelona team. But they certainly still have something to fight for here. Rodri does well there, just sticks to his task on the halfway line. Refuses to let Wihan Sonset get away from him. A throw in for the visitors. Boiro up to the halfway line from left back, his first involvement. Possession worked all the way back for Unai Simon. Goes long up towards Guruzeta. Beaten to it this time. Possession eventually just spins in the direction of Espar over at left back. Here's Rodri gliding over the halfway line into the feet of Olmo. Barcelona have actually improved their possession stats in the second half. It was quite an impressive showing from them in the first 45 minutes. They're now up to 74 as we head towards the final throes of this one. Not the only game in La Liga tonight though. Osasuna with a 2-1 comeback win away at Celta Vigo. Ante Budemir's late penalty securing all 3 points on the road up in the northwest corner of Spain. Iago Aspas' early goal cancelled out. Marcos Alonso shown a straight red card as well, so a bit of a concern there for Celta. And Barcelona simply just restart with possession here in the centre circle. Eric Garcia to Kubasi. Time and again this evening, Athletic Club just chasing shadows in the middle third of the field. They've not been able to really land a punch. It's worked here for Lamine Yamal. Spacing behind here, Alvarez and Laporte out of position. Anthony Gordon races through. He can only fire just off target there. Good tracking to get back across him here by Rincon. He's won himself a corner, Anthony Gordon. He appealed for it. Rincon claiming that he just put a shoulder on him. It will be a Barca corner down the right hand side. Lamine Yamal steps across to take. Curled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. There's Rodri attacking at the far post, but it's hacked downfield. Gathered in by Espar and now Pedri. And if Flick will look to give him a break in the final throws. He certainly hasn't looked short of sharpness, but such a valuable player. Crucial for Spain at the World Cup. Injury, of course, robbed him of a bit of prominence in the final throws, but he's absolutely huge for Luis de la Fuente. Possession conceded on halfway. Chance here now for Athletic Club to barge away down the right hand side. Ball in, headed away right on the penalty spot by Rodri. Now Navarro, lovely ball into the box, and Guruzeta goes up after it. It might have been better leaving that because Wihan Sunset gives him a big thumbs up. It was a lovely ball in. Flies over the bar in the end. Terzic's team are starting to haul themselves into this and hoping that Barcelona might just switch off for a moment. Berenguer runs into trouble down the left hand side. Can't quite force himself into Barca's defensive third. Possession turned over once more. Fermin Lopez did really well there on halfway to shoulder off Boiro. Feeds it off to the left hand side. Gordon with the ball in. Boiro gets back into the box. clears away just in front of Lamine Yamal. Vital bit of defending there from Athletic Club's new left back. Goes long into the channel for Berenguer to chase, and chase he will. Garcia goes after him, just about manages to wriggle away, keeps it alive on the dead ball line, rolled to the edge of the bench. Sonse off the post and hammered behind for a corner. That is the chance, and it's the two substitutes down the left hand side. Boiro with the ball over the top. Garcia wasn't comfortable with Nico Williams, and he's just shaken off here by Alex Berenguer. Fed back to the edge of the penalty area. Sonset keeps it down, and he just pings off the outside of Joan Garcia's post. And the away side have offered virtually nothing in this second half. Spring into life. Corner from Berenguer. Only half cleared at the near post. Espart can't quite get it away. Dani Olmo will stick his laces through that one. Just a few nerves starting to jangle here for the defending champions. And again, it's that all too familiar route in behind Eric Garcia. Here goes Berenguer again. Garcia will chase him back this time and does well. Just manages to toe it out for a throw-in on the corner of Barcelona's penalty area. The threat all down the left for the Basque side now. Berenguer's ball blocked. Bounces here on the edge of the box. It was a rather tame ball forward by excuse me, Wihan Sunset. Eventually Joan Garcia will just drop on it and try and give Barcelona a moment to gather their thoughts, because they're having a little wobble here. Lamine Yamal steaming forward down the right hand side. Boiro doesn't want to commit, backs off into his own defensive third. Lamine Yamal didn't fancy taking him on that time and just works it in field for Olmo, Pedri, Rodri. Now Gordon with space over on the far left. Navarro gets back to help Rincon, but Gordon gets away from him. Gordon goes to the ground. He wanted a foul there. The referee eventually does whistle in favour of the England international. So good in those situations, Anthony Gordon. Gets his body in front of the defender, forces them to make a foul, and Barcelona now have a free kick here, level with the edge of the 6-yard box over on that right hand side. Olmo rolled short to Pedri, fed back to Lamine Yamal, blocked away by Athletic Club, but the danger is not clear. Olmo will float it back in. There's Eric Garcia there who's attacking it, but he can't head it goalwards. Athletic Club not able to get it clear. Kubasi goes up for the bicycle kick, and eventually the offside flag is raised. Plenty to unpick there from a Barcelona perspective. Garcia puts his head in the danger area, can't quite get it back on target, and then pretty lacklustre attempt at getting the danger away from Athletic Club. And Kubasi, why not? Well, you're a 19-year-old World Cup winner. Why not give the bicycle kick a go once in a while? So into the final 10 minutes here. A double change for Barcelona. Anthony Gordon will not get a goal on his first night at the Camp Nou. Replaced by Karim Adeyemi. A bit of evasive action as well at right back. Eric Garcia is off, and Jules Koundé is on. Athletic Club now trying to work an angle down the right hand side. Navarro causing a problem for Gerard Martin, and he's sticking with this. He's just about managed to win himself a corner as well. Resilience from him there. Gerard Martin, who just raced over to cover in behind Espart. Barcelona find themselves with a corner to deal with here. Or rather they don't, and that is a real point of frustration for Navarro. It certainly looked as if the referee had signalled a corner, and And my apologies, possibly on the advice of his assistant, he's changed his mind and given a goal kick for Barcelona. Not happy, Terzic on the sideline as he makes his 5th and final change of the evening. Guruzzetta off and Alvaro Di Giallo is on. Here's Koundé storming forward from right back, runs straight bang into Alvarez on the halfway line, shouldered off it, but possession is turned over and won back by Barcelona. Here's Karim Adeyemi, space to attack over on that left hand side, wants to get to the byline, awkward for Laporte, and a goal for Barcelona, and a disaster for Aymeric Laporte and Fermin Lopez. His 3rd goal of the season. He's repeated Rafinha's trick. 2 goals last weekend, 1 tonight. And that is a horrible, horrible moment for Aymeric Laporte. The pace of Adeyemi out wide just cuts it back across the face of goal. And Laporte not able to sort his feet out, deflects it past Simon, and it's an open goal. And Fermin Lopez could not miss, and he doesn't miss. And that is it for Barcelona. And Laporte, I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do there. Just can't get his angles sorted out. And Simon had already gone to ground, expecting him to maybe just usher it behind for a corner. And the ball trickles beyond him. And finished off with minimum fuss by Fermin Lopez. That should put a lid on it tonight for Barcelona. It looked as if we were going to be set for a bit of a feisty finale. Certainly not the return to LaLiga action that Aymeric Laporte would have wanted. He's done a really good job for his country over the summer, but it's been an incredibly tough night here. Barcelona have just had too much time, and again, long ball forward played by Joan Garcia. Good hassle in there from Dani Olmo on the halfway line. Athletic Club wants a foul. No, says the referee. Fermin Lopez, ball over the top. Lamine Yamal is in behind. Boyro here. Can he get it across to Adeyemi? Yes, he can. What a save! Oh my word, what a save! And the offside flag is up. And denies Simon. Another incredible stop this evening. Great vision by Fermin Lopez inside the centre circle. Spots Lamine Yamal in behind. He's the one who's offside. And Adeyemi 6 yards out. And Simon just starfishes in front of him. Repels the Germany international. Wouldn't have counted. Maybe we will have a bit of a thriller at the end. Even if Athletic Club don't have too much left to play for. Final change of the night. Pedri will be given the final 5 minutes to rest up. A cameo for Joao Cancelo. Back at Barcelona on a permanent deal now. I think he'll go in at left back and allow Espart to move in midfield. Koundé at right back, Martin, Kubasi and Cancelo indeed, Rodri, Olmo, Espart, and then Lopez just in behind Adeyemi and Lamine Yamal. Type of night that Hansi Flick would have wanted to ease Rodri into the game. Worked out perfectly for him. Here he is, just keeping things ticking over inside the centre circle. Martin pings it back over to Lamine Yamal. Koundé beyond him. Tries to trick and flick his way inside Adama Boyro. Ball forwards the edge of the penalty area is eventually blocked off and then rather awkwardly cleared away by Simon. Headed back and behind for an Athletic Club goal kick. And if Edin Terzic is to transform his team this season, they need to find a way to have a bit more attacking thrust. Two Williams brothers not able to stamp their authority on the game tonight. Nico, we know what a threat he can be, and he did cause a headache L2 for Eric Garcia, but eventually with no end result. Guruzeta, no strong physical presence through the middle, but can he score the goals to put them back in the European conversation? Do of course have a few days left in the summer transfer window. Barcelona not expected to make too many more deals. Julian Alvarez, as it stands, is staying at Atletico Madrid. Arsenal have been linked with an offer, but door to Barcelona appears to have been slammed and bolted shut by Los Rojiblancos. Came off the bench in their draw at Villarreal last weekend and was booed by some sections of the home fans. Diego Simeone advising him not to go over and applaud at the end of the game as well. It's all turning very sour for him, and difficult to see how he gets the Atletico fans back on side. Here's Lamine Yamal. He's certainly got the Barcelona fans on side, and he's got Adama Bayoro backing away on the edge of the penalty area, floated in towards Karimi. Karim Adeyemi denied by Simon, who's immediately gone screaming over to Boiro there, claiming they should have been tighter to Lamine Yamal. Adeyemi just slipped away from Rincon as well, so let down by both of his fullbacks there, Unai Simon. Not for the first time tonight, he comes to Athletic Club's rescue. He might have to do a bit more work here as well, because Lamine Yamal is on the charge again. Slips easily away from Boiro into the penalty area. Great recovery there from Aymeric Laporte. Gets across to deny Lamine Yamal, who from my perspective is giving Boiro more problems than he did Louis Jean. And Adeyemi inches away from a second Barcelona goal of his career. Corner taken quickly, work to Rodri on the edge of the penalty. His ball back is cleared away though. Adeyemi goes to the ground to try and win possession, but eventually smacked into Rosed by Gerard Martin. So final minute of the 90. Barcelona 2, Athletic Club 0. Goals either side of the break from Rafinha and Fermin Lopez, the two men in form for Hansi Flick. A double each last weekend at Elche. They've done the business for him on their first game at home of the 2026-27 season. And they look every inch the defending champions. Real Madrid have won both of their first two games of the season as well under Jose Mourinho. Back-to-back league titles for Hansi Flick. And certainly looks capable of going for 3 in a row. I have a little eye on the Champions League as well, though that's been the real bit of frustration for him. And we hope beyond 90 minutes. Here's Lamine Yamal again. Lovely bit of invention there to try and clip a ball over the top for Dani Olmo. Read by Unai Simon. 4 minutes of time added on. 4 minutes for Athletic Club to drag themselves through here. Now still gamely pushing forward. They sense they might still be able to carve out a chance or two. Got a throw in here down the left hand side, just in front of Barca's penalty area. Berenguer will take. Koundé's made a real difference since he's come on. Just blocking off Berenguer. Barca will try and break out as the sky blue shirts scurry back into their own half. Adeyemi is blocked off by Rincon over on that far left hand side. Good recovery from the right back. Now Cancelo beyond the edge of Atleti's penalty area. Can't get past Rincon though, has to work backwards. Rodri to Lamine Yamal. He fancies his chances here, 20 yards out. Straight at Unai Simon. Hasn't managed to get himself among the goals tonight, Lamine Yamal. Appeared rather upset when he was substituted off against Elche in the first game of the season. It was, by his incredibly high standards, not his best night's work on the East Coast. But he's been at his sparkling best, or certainly close to it here this evening. Crowd here adore him. Sometimes you do just have to take a moment and remember there's still a teenager, a European champion, a world champion with Spain, 2 LaLiga titles with Barca, and on course to become, if he's not already, the best player in the world. So just with a little glance towards the weekend, if you're joining us on Flashscore for more audio commentary if you're joining us for more audio commentary here on Flashscore. Real Madrid taking on Malaga on Sunday. That's a 4 PM start for fans in the UK. And then it's a Monday night showdown back here at the Camp Nou. Rayo Vallecano in town. The final game of match week 3 in the 26-27 season. Here is Sonset. Floated ball into that left channel. Berenguer's gambled on it and Koundé's missed it here. And he's on into the penalty area. Can he get a ball back? Koundé does brilliantly there. Gets back to his feet. Blocked behind for a corner. And this is the final throw of the dice. Koundé completely missed the fact that Berenguer was just standing behind him there as he tried to flick it round himself inside his own box. Not advised. Berenguer's corner cleared at the near post by Dani Olmo. Final few seconds here. Berenguer launches it back into the penalty area. And helped on and helped wide of the post by Yeri Alvarez. That may well be that for Edin Terzic. A picture of the levels at the very, very top of Spanish football for him here tonight. Plenty for him to take on board. But unfortunately, as the final whistle sounds, it is another pointless evening for the Basque Giants. A difficult start to a huge season in Bilbao. But the story of the evening is here with the home side. As a team and a city welcome their World Cup winners back to club football. A debut for Rodri and a first league start for Anthony Gordon. But the most important thing for Hansi Flick is 3 points in the back pocket. Back-to-back wins at the start of the campaign. Rafinha before the break. Fermin Lopez late on. And it is a 3 points well-deserved on the board for La Blaugrana. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on Flashscore. Full time, it is Barcelona 2, Athletic Club